And good morning, Prescott. Welcome to the KYCA 1490 early morning show when KYCA talks. Everybody out there is listening. At least I know somebody is. They write about it all the time. Hi, Al. You got the smoke
Good
in
morning.
there.
I'm a little smoky this morning.
Oh, boy, is it ever. You know what's smoky around here when you see Caesar running around with an air mask on?
I know. I was in the back in the production room frantically trying to find a copy of Smoke Gets in Your Eyes so we could play it this morning from our vast library of songs. But you know, Steve, it was kind of, at first, I saw, boy, this big white haze hanging over the city and whatnot. And then if you looked a little bit to the south and the west, you could see it coming over the top of the mountain. And it was really kind of pretty. It was really kind of pretty.
It's very eerie.
It was.
When you come off of Highland Pines and you're coming down in the valley and you see it laying out there in those little canyons and draws out there,
But, the thing is it reminded me of winter is just around the corner. And, if you got a big roaring fire in the fireplace, you get that smell of the burning wood and whatnot. It kind of reminded me that, hey, winter's coming, it can't come too soon.
Yeah.
Get rid of some of this heat.
We'll burn up some of that stuff, right?
You betcha.
WC, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing good. I've been in a midlife crisis here for about 10 years now, and now I'm strongly considering becoming a rapper and a graffiti artist.
That a baby?
So, city of Prescott, beware.
Sign up. They're taking applications.
I was going to say, this is, we used to call it the dryout capital of the world. I guess we're going to call it the graffiti area of the world, too.
Let's just call it the artist capital of the world.
Capital of the world.
Inspiring budding artists will create monumental things in Prescott. And then you have to live with them.
Then you have to live with it,
Yeah. Well, welcome. We're here for you, 541-1016. And I'm glad to see I hit the front page of the newspaper.
Gotta tell you, isn't it hell to be popular?
They won't leave me alone. I haven't said anything about this park bench. I went and looked at it yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
Actually looked at it. I read some of the blogs on the Courier's website that said I didn't like the bench because of the religious symbols and all that kind of stuff. I've never said a word about that.
You mean you're reading the lies of the day?
Yeah. Let me just say, at some point in time you leave stuff alone and just say, you just consider the source.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, whenever a supposable credible newspaper, the Daily Courier, has You
can't say the Daily Courier and a credible newspaper in the same breath, can you?
I happen to like some people that work there, and I think some of them do a pretty good job. But Scott Orr, as well as the Courier, owe me an apology for lying in the newspaper, bold-faced lie in the newspaper. If that's how they get their sales, by printing garbage like that, they should be ashamed of themselves. There should be a retraction in the paper tomorrow, and I quote, Blair was behind the campaign to lighten the skin of minority children painted on Miller Valley School mural.
Don't think so.
That's absolutely a bold-faced lie, folks.
There's a YouTube out there, and I don't know how to get a hold of it, but I've seen it, where Kevin Kapp and somebody else were standing up on the scaffolding there.
The principal of Miller Valley School.
Exactly, and they were saying words to the effect that, it was deemed in our opinion that we should lighten the skin.
And I didn't say a word about it.
I don't think your name was even mentioned.
I never even made reference about the skin.
That's right. But, it sells newspapers, and when they're in trouble, and I think you have to look at the Courier and say, I think they are in trouble, because how many pages of advertising is in that front page section now? 2.5 pages, and they've cut back on all of the usual local articles, maybe the state articles to put up advertising. Isn't that the only way that they're going to stay in business?
I don't think you stay in business by printing stuff in your community that's a lie.
No, I'm sure of that.
Whether I'm a lightning rod to having my own opinion, it's okay if everybody else has their opinion, okay? And they want to preach the Constitution, the First Amendment of the Constitution, that you have a right to say what you want to say. Just like our ever so gracious Jack Wilson that thinks he's got a right to be the mayor of the city of Prescott and at every corner tear the city of Prescott down. Sure, that's his right. Is he credible? Not in my opinion. man's a travesty, and so is this whole article stuff that's in the Courier. If you can't talk about the truth, then what can you talk about? Public art in itself is going to be a lightning rod based upon what it's called, public art. My comment's real simple. When you do public art, there should be a way, without a doubt, to have the people that are elected in this community analyze whether they want to have public art in this community and what its merits are and what its mission statement is.
And where it's located.
Because the bottom line is, it's public. It belongs to the people out there. You just can't go erect something like this in the park without any oversight. There was zero oversight to any of that.
Mm-hmm.
None. And if you look in the Courier, at least the reporter in all his wisdom did the right thing. He looked at what was submitted to the city as an artist's rendering of what would be at the park.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see by her sitting on her creation
mm-hmm.
that it wasn't intended to be that way at all. She did whatever she wanted to do.
You know, the sad part about this is the person who created that, where is she going to be 24, 36 months from now? Gone.
I don't know her.
Out of town. She's a college student.
I don't know. We can't get rid of the mural mice. What do you mean she's going to be out of town?
Well, I heard they went to Portland, and then I heard Portland didn't want them, so they came back. But that's probably just a rumor. But, you know, let's go back a ways, Steve, when, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, you had some people show up at the council that were very adamant. There was a couple of Prescott College female students that were very adamant about some issue or something like that they were proposing, that they brought to the council. They made a big splash of it. There was 100 people at the council meeting. They all wanted to speak and everything like that. Where are these two people today? They're gone. They're history. They're out of town. They're not here anymore.
Well, and you know what? Everybody has a right to do what they want to do, but when you're doing it in the public, you have some credibility that has to be out there, and there's no credibility that's led. Well, this whole article is just a fabrication. It's a joke to sell newspapers. Come on.
And this whole issue has given the legitimate art world, public art world, a black eye, because it's an in-your-face operation where I'm not going to take what the Parks and Recreation told me I could do and couldn't do. I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself. It hurts the people who are trying to do something legitimately for the good of the community.
Well, and it all gets twisted around, Al, that it is me that is being the one that's so critical of it. I mean, what it really is, it's the folks that can't follow directions that create and do something against other people's will, and then they want to scream foul. At some point in time, they have to take responsibility for being adult and doing the right thing, and they can't take that responsibility.
But if you don't stand up for what is going on, who is?
No, I'm just not going to.
Who is going to do that?
I'm not going to stand for somebody to take me to task and say what this reporter, Scott Orr, he put in the paper. The man needs to retract it and take my name off of something that I never said. That's a bold-faced lie.
Well, the Courier's not going to do that.
Well, then the Courier doesn't have any credibility as far as I'm concerned. And I do have a subscription to the Courier, and I'll cancel the thing because I don't need to be part of paying the wages or paying the profit to that paper unless they're going to print creditable stuff, period. Whether you're on council or not, it is not righteous to go out and slander somebody and take somebody to task if it doesn't have any merit.
Opinions are one thing, but when you tell a bold-faced lie, that's something entirely different, and you're right. The credibility of the newspaper is seriously suspect.
And at this point in time, I have zero idea of what is happening with that park bench down at Granite Creek Park because I have removed myself from it. I have not even talked about it.
You said yesterday that you and other council members have expressed your displeasure or concerns about it, and you have escalated it to the city manager, and it's in the city manager's realm now to take action on it if action is necessary.
And the truth of the matter was, when the public citizens brought it to the attention on the afternoon show with Terry Level, and then it got to the point where it went to the city manager that afternoon on Friday, 2 Fridays ago. The city manager asked that this lady be contacted, and they cease and desist.
And that was a Friday afternoon.
Doing anything more on the mural until it could be sorted out. Well, guess what?
They went ahead Saturday and Sunday and continued.
They didn't follow any kind of instruction. They did whatever they wanted to do, and they could not take responsibility for themselves. 541-1016. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.